Okay, so what we have here is not quite finished, but you see the lid. Alright, well, like I showed you in the last video. I went ahead and took the Dust Deputy off of it just so I could work with it a little bit easier. It's attached to the bucket. Well, not attached, it's on the bucket. It fits nice and tight. It's a little easier to take off and on now that I've done it a few times, but I think I've sort of reached the point of equilibrium, so the foam isn't giving way. It's just it found its in the middle spot. So these hinges are like small gate hinges that I actually bought for another project a long time ago that I never used, and I decided since I'd had them, I'd use them. It took me a while to figure out the fit because they're not. I was going to flip them over this way and have the flat part against this and have these two edges butted up, but that wouldn't work because of the hinge isn't really quite flat. The bolt here, the barrel, whatever you call this part here, the actual hinge, it would have caused the screws to want to pull away from the wood every time it moved. So I flipped it over and then got this gap here just right so that the hinge fits. This is two pieces of plywood just sandwiched together with a buttload of screws. Alright, I didn't have any clamping cauls or anything, so I put a lot of glue in there, clamped it together, and then just screwed the crap out of it. They are on a grid, so at least it's even spacing, although the idea is that you won't really see the screws, at least not with the bucket in place. These little supports here are just going to give this a little bit of, obviously, support, rigidity. This isn't, you just saw me peel it back. These aren't nailed down yet. I'm going to be screwing them in from the bottom, so it's going to have screws going all along here, all along the back of this, alright, right here, and going down that side right there. Oh, I didn't realize this was the side that was facing outboard. I should have turned that over. Oh well. I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so a handle will go right here. I'll probably just go to Home Depot and buy a simple drawer cabinet handle or whatever, just mount it in there. It doesn't take too much effort to pull it up, so I figure with a handle, if you just hold onto the lid, the bucket, with one hand and pull the handle with the other hand, it'll come up nice. That will sit up there. The hinges are kind of nice. I mean, they're pretty sturdy. I think I'm gonna, these are just what I had. These are some truss washer lath screw. I chose these because I didn't have anything that really fit into the recess for these hinges anyway, and then when I flipped them over there was no more beveled recess because this is the flat part of the hinge. So I had those those screws with a nice flat head, and I decided that was probably really good. They're about 1 1/8 or 1 1/4 long. 1 1/4 is what the package says. So that gives you some good purchase on this. On here though, I really don't like screws being exposed like that, so I'm either going to cut them off underneath there or replace these with like a 1/4 inch bolt and just bolt it in. So actually that would probably be better because I could put a washer and a bolt and a nut on there and that would hold better. Although I'm not too worried about it. I just don't like having screw heads sticking out, real sharp ones too. Okay, so that's it so far. It's coming along. Like I said, I think the next thing I'm going to be doing, besides screwing that in and getting the cabinet pull, is putting some bracing on the sides. Here, I'll use my hand to point. This side here, the back, and this side. The idea is that I can take the shop vac in and out if I want to. It'll just come in and out from the front. I'm also thinking about using PVC to create a permanent. Oh, that might not work. All right, I'll come back to that. But I do like the idea of having a permanent, sort of rigid, inlet into the shop vac going up to at least to the top of this. Although we'll see. I just realized that might not work with this thing moving up and down. Okay, well we'll revisit that. It doesn't have to be that way. I do want to have a way to secure the hoses So there might be, if a hose comes out the back of here, you know, there might be a little bracket that sort of holds it so it doesn't fly all over the place. Alright, once again I apologize for the quality of the video. This is with my Samsung Galaxy S3, which is the best camera I have actually at the moment. So more to follow. Bye.